Peace, everybody. Sweet Science Boxing Academy. We back with another video. All right, let me check and see if I'm check. All right, y'all. So we got some stuff going on. So Claressa Shields, she offered. Well, she calls out Laila Ali Bluff because last week, during the Kitty Teller Amanda Serrano um trilogy fight, after the fight, a fight hype, they caught up with Laila Ali and they asked her about fighting Claressa Shields. And Shields, she was saying that Laila Ali, she was saying that the only way she would consider something like that if someone offered her $15 million. She said that, she's not really into fighting anymore, but if someone offered her that type of money, then uh that type of money she is kind of hard to turn down. She had to think about it. So now you got Claressa Shields and they come out and they like, all right, cool. They call her bluff, and they come out with a team. They saying they got the money. They showed the check. They got the venue. They got the date. They got everything set on up to make the fight. This kind of remind me of remember remember back in the day. It's so funny because I'm saying back in the day like it was like real long ago, but it seemed like it was that long ago, but it wasn't. But remember a few years ago when Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, when they both was still the undefeated heavyweight champions, they both was going through the same thing, and Anthony Joshua was like, send me $50 million, and we can make the fight happen. And then a few days later, Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel and they came out. And they even made a video. Deontay saying Eddie Anthony, I got the bag. Let's make the fight happen. And then Anthony Joshua and them wanted to know where the money was coming from. And it was a big old thing, and we all know what happened. They didn't fight each other. They both went on to lose multiple times, lose their belts, and the rest is history. This kind of reminds me of that. The only difference is that Lita ain't boxed since 2007. That was her last fight. I think in Africa she fought her last fight, and she's 47 years old. Now, when they first was talking about this fight, maybe like back in 2020, 2021, she was only like 41, 42. It was a little bit more, realistic at the time. Due to the simple fact that her age wasn't really, up there like that. Um, and Clarissa was still young in the game, although she was a two-time Olympic gold medal. But and as far as the pros, she still didn't have that much experience. So it was a little bit more realistic. Now, Layla, 47 years old, I'm like, and she still keep herself in shape, but being in regular shape and boxing shape is two different things. Now, me being a former boxer myself, I keep myself in shape. Um, well, to keep it funky with you, the last 5 years since I stopped boxing, I didn't got out of shape. I didn't got in the car. That's the reason why I got in a for the OGs of the channel. You already know the story. Car accidents and all that stuff messed my body up. Then I let myself go. Uh, but now I'm getting back in shape, and I'm in pretty good shape now, but nowhere near fight shape. And that's the gist of what I'm getting to. Now I'm probably a little bit more in shape than the average person because of my endurance, because of my muscle memory. But me trying to fight someone who me trying to get in the ring right now at this point and trying to fight someone who's young and fresh, who stay in the gym, who stay active, I'll be a fool to do something like that. Like I would rather fight someone around my age, around my, I just turned 41. So around my age, around my level, that's more realistic. Me trying to get in the ring with someone younger and fresher and at that the GOAT or the GOAT or whatever, the 3 times undisputed, all this stuff, I'd be a fool to do something like that. Now, that's me. Layla is different. She got acolytes and all that stuff. But it's still the same. The human body, you know, physics, father time, all this stuff plays a part. It's still the exact same, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if this would be a good idea for Layla as far as um her getting into this fight and thinking that she'll win. Now, as far as the money, as far as the show, the spectacle, yeah, I think it would be good. I think it would be good for for boxing in general, but for women's boxing has been coming up. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching women's boxing lately. And I ain't been watching women's boxing since the '90s, since Layla and Ann Wolf and all of them was fighting, and Christy Martin. You know, the coal miner's daughter. I used to love me some Christy Martin back in the day. Um, I was messed up when Laila Ali not beat her the fuck up, but that's how it works. But women boxing will be put on the map if they fight. Boxing will be real good, but at the same time, just like I said, I think at this point, Layla will lose. Now, those the cons because of the age, the time gap of her being out of the ring for so long, fighting a young champion. That would be the the, the cons and all that stuff. But the what will make it kind of close, what will make it kind of fair, is the simple fact that um uh uh Leda is 5'10". Yeah, Leda 5'10", and Clarissa is 5'8".